That's how their talking gets but because it all gets filtered through X and YouTube and Facebook and the news channel, you get it. What about rape? What about all those Pakistani rape gangs? Oh, Tommy! Pakistani rape gangs, Muslim rape gangs, conquered our country, occupied our land. London has fallen.
Tommy Robinson! Tommy Robinson! Get him out!
Muslim rape gangs. Yes, so I finished the story about Tommy in prison. So I felt sorry for him this week. They posted this stuff and they said Tommy is in prison, isolated, which is a terrible thing, and suffering. He's unwell because he's got a drug abuse problem. So they said, I never knew he had a drug abuse problem. Would you have guessed it? I never realised. He never struck me as somebody.
I still don't.
He probably should have taken drugs, but he never struck me as. I saw him I saw lots of his videos. He even made one about me once. I'm so famous. He made one about me once, and he came on the video. He goes like this: the standard fare. They come on the video and he goes, and all these Pakistani rape gangs, all these Muslims coming over here, showing the law, rape gangs, raping our country, raping our people, raping our women, raping our children. What the fuck are you doing about it? And that's what I've seen on it. That's how he talks on his videos. So I never thought he was taking cocaine. It didn't look like that to me. But what do I know? What do I know?
We don't know.
Now, so remember this: you cannot support Hamas. If you were to go around now in this YouTube video, because you're in a YouTube video now, in case you thought you were actually, you're not. You're on a YouTube video, and on this YouTube video, if any of you were to say, "I support Hamas," right? 14 years in prison. 14 years in prison.
I support Hamas.
I mean, it all started in all this madness. That's the end of you, Mark. Nice knowing you. See you in 14 years' time. I remember coming to Speaker's Corner 5 years ago. 5 years ago. It's a long time in history, 5 years. But no one remembers it. No one remembers 5 years ago, do they?
I do.
What did you do in COVID? There he is.
I was here.
There he is, look that man.
COVID.
He's here to remind you. I paid him. He's part of the game. He's part of the video. Part of the YouTube channel. Now he's going to storm off. Run away, they come chasing us. 80 police officers marching in like the Praetorian Guard, chasing us out the park. We played Benny Hill. When they come chasing us in the park, when they miss me, they grab someone else. They grabbed Nick one week, knocked him to the floor, smashed him against the wall, grabbed his arms behind his back, chained him behind his back, dragged him, chucked him in the van. What did he do? He turned around and goes, "Sorry, officer, I didn't realise I was so stupid." Paid him 80 quid. Paid him 80 quid. A lot of people, they turned around and said, "Well, I want to stay at home because I believe that the best for everybody is for everybody to stay at home, wear a mask, clean your hands every few minutes with some stinky gel, and then when you go out, spray the food before it comes to the house, and then when you go out, you're 2 meters." They even had these balloons, remember them? They had balloon you could put on your head, and 2 meter distance on the balloon, circular balloon, so you keep away. If you wander around London today, they've still got signs on the floor. Signs on the floor.
Yes.
And it says, "Stand here." And then there's a 2 meter next one. And then you used to go to the supermarket like that. Those were the days, eh? Those were the days.
British spirit.
We weren't. Don't forget this. During COVID, we were fighting the virus. Yes. We were fighting a war against the virus. We were all together in solidarity on TikTok, fighting the virus from our home. There were some people going, you leave your house, playground. You're a playground. You left the house, playground. Report them. Someone was caught watching football with their friend. Yes,
Terrible.
their friend.
Oh my God.
In fact, Pretty Patel, who is everything except pretty,
Exactly.
turned round and said, anyone who breaks the COVID rules should be treated like a terrorist. That's what they said. They should treat them like terrorists. And now here we are, finally free of disease. No one dies anymore. After all, no one gets the cold, no one gets a flu, no one gets COVID. Actually, I did find someone the other day who was taking a COVID test. They had a runny nose, so they took a COVID test. And they said, thank God
Hi
I
guys,
haven't got
yeah,
COVID.
thanks for coming to the
I'm
channel.
really sick in
You're
bed.
at
I've taken
Speaker's
8
Corner
COVID vaccines.
in
Thank
London,
God I haven't
Hyde
got
Park.
COVID. But they were really sick. But thank God it's not COVID they've got. Because if it was COVID, you know, you might be treated like you got the plague, you know. God knows what might happen. So now we've entered a new world. You might remember there's a really good song I heard at it was a couple years ago. And this guy did this song and he goes, yeah, Chris, I can't remember exactly how the words go. Something like this. He had a really good tune to it. And he goes, oh, where's COVID gone? Oh, Ukraine, where's COVID gone? Where has COVID gone? Oh, Ukraine, where has COVID gone? Oh, Ukraine, the COVID war ended. The next week, the war in Ukraine started. And we've been fighting the Putinite monsters. The ghouls in the east, the monsters in the east. We've been fighting them. How can it be that the Ukraine war's been going on since 2022? About 16,000 people, civilians, are said to have been killed. And yet in Gaza, 50,000 civilians. How can that be? In less time. That's the Israelis for you. They're ever so clever. Ever so clever. There's no doubt about it. The Jews and the Israelis have a long history of cleverness. It's true. Very clever, no doubt about it. And the Israeli state has a lot of influence, you know. I mean, they control the British Labour Party, at least they decide who gets to be the leader. They control, it seems that they've got a lot of control over Kennedy. You know, who came in saying, I'm against war, I'm against monstrosity. And then when the war or when the genocide in Gaza started, he was like, anybody who says they like hummus, die. Blow them. You know, hummus is hiding terrorists under the hummus. You know, they hide terrorists under children. Every terrorist in Gaza has 3 children on their head. They wander around like that. You know, I was up in Stamford Hill the other day, and there are these Jews who've got these funny hats like that, like bearskin hats. Generally, those Jews don't believe in Israel. They've got like bearskin hats, and the Hamas supporters. In other words, the Palestinian resistance fighters, they've all got 3 Palestinian babies on their head. And they walk around, and when the Israelis try to target them, only them and no one else, they accidentally kill 3 babies. That's what happened. And that's what Netanyahu's saying. And that's what Keir Starmer says he believes. That's what von der Leyen says she believes. That's what Merz in Germany says he believes. That's what Macron in France says he believes. That's what, who's that boy in Canada? Trudeau said he believes. That's what Donald Trump says he's absolutely true. And after all, he's got a website called Truth Social, so he knows what true is. Donald Truth said that Israel is fighting terrorists, fighting Hamas terrorists in Palestine, and if children get killed, it's because Hamas are hiding underneath babies. That's what they've said. They've said exactly that. You think I'm making it up? I'm not making it up. That's exactly what they've said. So don't believe, you know, only listen to YouTube. Don't believe anyone. They get a speaker's got it. He's telling you the truth here. You've got the whole of YouTube to refer to. You've got artificial intelligence. You've got Facebook. You've got Google. They can curate the truth for you. What do you need human beings for? You know what I mean? I mean, you've got robots now. Elon Musk made a robot. He gave birth to a robot. He gave birth to a robot. Well, I don't know, something like that. Apparently he gave birth to and he had all these robots on display. What were they called? Optimus robots. And he had them walking round, serving beer, talking to people. That's the future. And they're going to make, and we all know where it's heading. We all know where it's heading. On the one side, they're going to make robot dolls with like internal vaginas made of rubber that feel like real flesh, that are warm like real flesh, and male ones for those who like them. There's going to be robots for sex, and they'll be better at sex than any human.
Have you got a date at all?
He's had some already.
You haven't got a date. Have you got a date? It's soon, is it?
Sorry?
Are they coming soon?
You want one?
Well, I'm 76 years old. I haven't got long.
Yeah, but the point is, they will take all your YouTube stream
Yeah.
and they will implant through the Neuralink program developed by Elon Musk, which is very clever.
Of course.
The Neuralink program is going to be implanted in your head before you die.
Yeah.
And they will transport all your memories and ideas onto a machine. And that machine will be a slimmer, you remember the Bionic Man?
Yeah, absolutely.
We will make him stronger, fitter, faster. And that's what they'll have, a new version of you.
Yes.
Not only with your brain, but also with Elon Musk's brain in it.
That'd be good.
Also with Justin Trudeau's brain. Also with Boris Johnson's wit, with Shakespeare's language, with Dickens's prose. All these things will be combined together into the new, better you.
How long though?
How long?
Yeah, how long is it going to take?
Well, it won't matter because you'll be dead.
Oh.
You'll be dead and you'll be replaced by a robot. But no one will know the difference.
No.
And you won't know you're dead, so it won't matter to you.
No, it's true.
Oh, evolution's like that.
He's drank the Kool-Aid.
Evolution's like that, is it? That's what Elon Musk said. That's what Elon Musk said.
That's a bonus.
Evolution's like that. Evolution is human evolution. You are correct in this. Human evolution is governed by the relationship between man and machine, man and tool. But in early human evolution, in fact, for millions of years of human evolution, human beings governed the tools that they controlled. Whereas after the emergence of private property in production, slavery, feudalism, capitalism, the
Hi
tools
guys,
became
thanks for coming to the channel.
by a tiny
We are
handful
at
of people
Speaker's Corner,
who control the world.
Hyde Park,
And that's what we
in
have
London,
today,
England.
exponentially developing, such that this man's robot that they will produce out of the Neuralink with him will have multiple characteristics. One moment it can be a man, next moment it can be a woman, next moment it's a genius, next moment it's a fool. It's not accidental, by the way. The people everyone listens to now on the internet for information, who are they? You look on the internet and who appears telling you the truth? They're comedians. You got what's his name? Joe Rogan.
Josh.
Konstantin Kirsin. Who else have you got? An army of comedians. Like in the past, you had the court jester to entertain the king. And if the king got angry, and he was the only person who could make fun out of the king. And in that way, they get these people, they surround themselves with these goons who interview them. And then you get the presented, oh, how deep this is. Joe Rogan interviewed someone for an hour and a half. Wow. Donald Trump was interviewed for an hour and a half by Joe Rogan. How free we are. How democratic we are. And Russell Brand went to Mar-a-Lago. went to Russell. It sounded like one of those songs. And it went to Mar-a-Lago. You know, Russell Brand went to Mar-a-Lago. And I heard him on this one show a couple of weeks ago. And he was going, "I went to Mar-a-Lago." And his eyes were all lit up, and he goes, "You should see the things that go on there." Went to Mar-a-Lago. The things that go on there. Like that. Another one of these like weirdos, you know, Epstein brigade, psycho world. I'm not saying he's got a connection to Epstein. YouTube. I said like that. A bit like that. He touches on the subject, then drops it. Touches on the subject, then drops it. Touches on the subject, then drops it. Never says anything of any significance. And every video he posts has got a picture of his face going, and then the next thing, they did that. Bill Gates is that. Donald Trump did what? Like that. And they're all and they get algorithm. They get a multi-million-pound investment to get an algorithm to get millions of people to see this shit. Meanwhile, if anybody at Speaker's Corner says mispronounces "I love hummus, long live hummus," you go to jail for 14 years. And so you have, you know, to get an understanding of the world we're at, you have to invert reality, make it a bit distorted, have a bit of surrealism, a bit of Daliism, to look outside the box at what's going on. Because we live in a totally insane world. The German government is declaring, tell the population of Germany and Europe to have 72 hours of food ready for war.
Yeah.
How fucked is that? What's the matter with these people? How mentally ill are they? When Israel bombs 35,000 women and children, blows their heads off, the immediate answer from Piers Morgan is, if you say 35,000 women and children have been massacred, you say, I condemn that. But do you condemn the rape of a baby in Israel? That's what they say. And there wasn't any baby rape. But he was saying, but do you condemn? That's what they say. Do you condemn hummus? Do you condemn hummus? Do you condemn hummus? Until such time, the idea they want to circulate is that resistance to tyranny is a crime. That's what they want. That's what they did during COVID. That's what they're doing about the war in Ukraine. While they prepare to send our children to go and die for their own interest, they say, if you protest it, you're a criminal. And if you protest genocide in Gaza, you're called a criminal. That's the world they've led us into. And we have to find mechanisms to escape from it, to challenge it, and overthrow it. Thanks very much.
Whoa! That's a tour de force. Wow.
Like that.
Top four.
Thank you very much. I told you asked me what I was doing this week. Was I researching? You know what I was reading? Charles Dickens, Tale of Two Cities.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And it's the language is just so fantastic. The scripted language is like, I want to do that. So I was just playing a bit with that. But I remember Lord Sophie. Yeah. Lord Sophie speaks like Shakespeare's up. So I thought that's why they didn't find it.
Good.
Have you got a name? It's the first time I've seen you here. Sorry. Have you got a name?
Heiko Koo, the name is.
Heiko
Koo is channel subject access YouTube. Heiko.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
You were. And I'm one. You're more looking than I. Well, I still don't. I believe that Tommy Robinson was the guy. I think he could be a prisoner. I think. Yeah, as well. That's what they do. They do have man to contact the
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? Interesting little debate. He's quite funny, isn't he, that guy? He told me who he was, or his channel, but I still can't remember. But it'll be on here if anybody wants to look him up. So, As I say, interesting debate, and it was funny. That's the main thing. I'd watch him again just for his comedy.
Jesus is the truth. He's alive. Jesus is alive. Jesus Christ the way. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it should be done by the end of the year. Jesus Christ. Hopefully you come again. Yeah, the one in
So you're in charge of the cameras today then?
Jesus Christ, the way that truth the life. 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 There is no other way. Except Jesus Christ.
That's what
Okay.
No, I had a real fun as well. So what?
Well, good. At least disappeared. It's unusual. Sorry, I was there. Sorry.
I have far more time than No, you don't, bro. No, you don't. I do this.
I still don't bring the name on mic, friend.
So,
Mic him up, friend. Mic him up, bro. Mic him
That's right, I was just checking the sun. Thank you, man. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much.
one less man. You go run with me.
look directly at me. We're not displaying it. See what I mean?
Absolutely. Over here. I turn my back on you.
Over here.
You know why? You cast out demons in my name.
Again.
You cast out demons in my name.
We are about
Cast out demons in my name. Cast out demons in my name. Be gone. What's the condition? What's the condition? What's the condition?
Therefore, it's selfish.
What's the condition?
And
What's the condition? go on the hill start, what's the position? And then what's the position? I'm right here. But what I will let him do is make these statements while I'm still free. Let's see, and then we'll move on. So, let's see. Okay, so all you can do is not concede. That's fine.
Your jeans are tight. Your jeans are tight, and you don't wash your ass when you have a shit.
You
Come on, bro.
no
I'm not doing that, bro.
what you're doing.
I'm not doing that.
You also have no idea what you're talking about.
Answer my first question.
You have no idea.
We could have had a perfect dialogue.
Too much sun.
Question, answer. Question, answer. He wants to be an apologist.
Describe whatever you want. You don't even believe it. You don't even believe it. What do Christians in Arabic call God? What do Christians in Arabic call God?
Oh, shut up then, man. See what I'm saying? Unengaging, bro.
You're changing gears.
Unengaging.
So,
How are we changing gears? How are we changing gears? You haven't answered my first question. Answer my first question.
You said that what you're worshiping is the
I'll answer five.
and most merciful.
Why are you getting there? Why are you answering that? Why are you answering that? Why are you answering that? I run away from the first topic. You're the runner. I'm the lion. You're the rabbit. I'm the lion and you're the rabbit. I'm the lion and you're the rabbit. I'm the lion and you're the rabbit. You're the runner. You're running, bro. You're running. My God is nothing but I.
So prove to me that he is the most.
My God existed before I did. He said be and it was.
What you're talking about is different.
He said be and it was.
I believe that there were idols.
He said be and it was.
So
He said be and it was.
before 7th century,
Hey, God said
actually,
be
your God
and it was, bro.
He actually posted that.
You're a Christian, right?
So
You're a Christian. Was Abraham a Trinitarian? Shut up, man. Shut up. Abraham was not a Trinitarian. He was not a Trinitarian. He was not a Trinitarian. None of your church fathers were. None of them. None of them. You know what the funny thing is? They might be in heaven and you might not. Your church fathers might be in heaven and you might not. Imagine that.
The single church father.
Oh, shut up. Answer my first question. Answer my first question, right?
So all of your law, for example,
Answer my first question.
certainly a lot of them.
Answer my first question.
Like you, which
There's a parable show.
yeah. So you made a point that you're working on something that you're ascribing to the attributes of the most merciful and what you do.
It's got no
Answer
evidence.
them.
It's got no evidence.
If that is the case, prove that what you worship is those things. So for example, tell me about the ontology of what you worship. Tell me about the being that you worship. Tell me what he is. Tell me how it functions. And then we can describe or understand clearly, like you said, he is the most merciful and merciful.
I'll tell you after.
You know, you made a claim.
You see, this is how dialect goes. No, wait, hold on.
Dialects. Dialogue.
That's what I said.
You said dialogue.
No, I said dialogues, bro.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. You didn't understand my language. I said
No,
dialogue.
because
Go back, and fast through 49 minutes of you running, and then you're gonna see what I said.
So, you're worshiping.
There you go. Bro, you can't tell me about diction. You can't tell me about diction.
Okay.
You can't tell me about diction.
I can't tell you about diction.
You can't tell me about diction.
Okay. Well,
You can tell me about addiction. You can tell me about addiction. I'm not English.
you and I.
I'm not English. Yes.
Please do well.
Yes.
Wait.
I am not English.
Thanks, guys, for coming on the channel. Interesting little debates. I think the bloke on the right, though, I think he's got a parrot on his shoulder.
I don't have to. I don't have to. I don't have to. I'm not under colonial rule anymore. I'm not under colonial rule anymore. So I don't follow a Roman god and a Greek god and believe that a Roman killed my god. A Roman didn't kill my god.
So, you've made some claims.
A Roman killed your god. Imagine that.
Prove your claim.
Imagine that. If your God was so great, why didn't he save himself? Why didn't he save himself? Why didn't he save himself? Why didn't he save himself?
For example,
Save
there are
yourself.
buildings in the UK.
Why, if your God was God, why didn't he save
For example,
himself?
a Hadrian's Wall holding in your God.
Why didn't he save himself?
That kind of sucks.
Why didn't he save
Your
himself?
God, actually, a young God.
My God said me and the universe was.
No, your God actually
He
is
split the heavens and the earth.
because sin is older than your
You don't know
God.
what you're talking about.
Because sin is older than your God.
So Adam was sitting down in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy
So if there are
Ghost.
buildings get out of here that are older than your God.
Get out of here.
Young idol.
Just answer. Can you just answer my first question?
No, you have to substantiate.
Can you just answer my first question? Can you just answer my first question? Can you just answer, bro? Everyone here waiting for you to answer your first question. For 1 hour. Literally for 1 hour, bro. You see what I'm trying to say, bro? He thinks he's got more patience than me, but I'll go to the cows come home.
What after Muhammad came? That was when Quran came. After he died. Okay, then it's after the Okay, now, what was everybody doing? I'm not doing Okay, show me where in Quran you find that. It's not there. That's the idea. You see what I get? You're moving from the grounds, God's word against man's opinions into existence. Somebody take virtue. So what I'm saying to you is this. Here's one of the good things about the Christian faith. Irrespective of who you are and what you represent, God has commissioned us to love you. And we love you unconditionally. The Great Commission is that. How will the world know that we are God's disciples? It's a love we share. Come on, watch it. And you're not excluded. Okay? What I'm saying to you is this. Every human being has to seek of God for himself. You can't use religion. You have to use a personal encounter with God. God requires every one of us. I know a lot of what you've learned was oral, was taught to you orally. You might not have read a lot of stuff. I'm not blaming you. But I'm inviting you to sit at home with a nice cup of tea, invest some quality time, read what you want. And whatever you're missing short there, come back to me. We have spices to put to it. God bless you. Yeah, I met this man, he's an amazing testimony. I walked on the bus over there, and he said he's looking for that stuff from Hollandaise. Oh, yeah, yes. When you speak to
the camera, we're going to do a teaching and the password for the wave for the
Sorry, yeah.
It's them chicken legs there. You know, I don't want them biting. In the last outcry of humanity, God's going to pour my spirit off one last time. So you get up there with the gospel.
That was the wrong way of getting him, wasn't it? Alright. Right, it's time for a cup of tea.
خلاص we're done. Can we walk back now? Can we go back now? Yeah?
Tea's okay. Food's everything. Stop.
नीचे देखो नीचे देखो नीचे देखो Which is the most popular ice cream? What is that? Vanilla with I'm sure it's the honeycomb hash is also there. Do you have one with the honeycomb?
Just getting a cup of tea. And we go back and start again. Thanks for coming on the channel, guys. Been interesting today.
Can have honeycomb. Single scoop.
Tea, please. If I may.
Tea with milk.
Yes, please.
$2.95 part-time when you're ready.
Thank you. What's the cheese?
Cheese and tomato or mozzarella ciabatta.
What cheese is it?
It's a vegan cheese.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's in it? And tomatoes. Yeah, I'll have one of those. You toast them, do you? Yeah.
$9.55 please. Sir, this is yours.
That's nice.
Yes, please. What I
May I join you here? Is that all right? Yep. Thank you very much, very kind of you. Well, I've got my cup of tea and my sandwich. Just got to eat it, and I'll get you guys back to the rut over there.
How would you know that? I had a video game. I had a video game. To a house. I got it.
È un espresso.
Single or doppio?
Single, single.
We have one black white.
Only double shot, you can take a shot.
Yeah, just one single shot. Two are single or so two single shots. One double shot and one shot.
All of them is no?
Just
Okay. Now it's back to single. I think it was all of them shot by single shot. So, okay, the outcome. Yes. Io l'ho guardato. Vanilla. Americano black. Only one ice cream. The third one was
Welcome back. Had some trouble with the signal by the tea hut. Didn't seem to be any signal down there, so we lost it. Alright, we'll go back into this madhouse. See what we can find. Mind you, not sure what the time is. Might even be time to head home soon.
You don't need a backflip runner to have a bath. There's simple things, it's called life skills that is missing out of our lives. I spoke to some women earlier about the role of women in the home. As feminists all know, we want to be leaders and rulers. I said, no, there we go. I asked her, from your selfish desires, why is it important for men to take leadership in the home? Because it's the ordinance of God for the human family. God is head of church, man is head of home, and Eve was given to Adam as an helpmeet. The perfection in man, through the Spirit, through the woman, is that the woman helps the man to be perfected by God in the Spirit. So woman has a very important role. So your role is not just to have babies and to furnish the house and no. A woman that is submissive to a man is not submissive because of fleshly desires. She seeks God while loving her husband. That's a different family. Because a man needs God, and a woman needs God. And the woman seeks to be led by man, which the man relies on God. So it's a connection there. Nobody's independent of anybody. A home where God doesn't reside is not a home. You have a lot of people who live in £1 million houses, but it's not a home. There's a lot of people today with more money, but they're miserable people. There's only one content in human history. It's Jesus. When God is within you, the bursting flavors of happiness, you can't begin to describe it. So that's what I'm saying to you. Wherever you go, bring Jesus with you. The same Jesus you leave behind, you're going to need him. Because he's a loving, he's a patient God. For time, during the lockdown pandemic, millions of people died. Never knew there was going to be a virus to take them home. And many of these people plan for tomorrow. Had big plans for big houses, big plans for big vacations. But there's a hotel that once you check in, you don't check out. It's called the graveyard. It's the only hotel when you check in the graveyard, you don't check back out. People follow you there, but leave you there checked in. Your bed is undisturbed. You don't need a chef because you lie, you don't hunger. Every human being has a royal appointment at the graveyard. But before you go there, go in Christ. So when he comes and he says, Brother Orlando, get up and walk. I'm ready to go, my sister. My sheep. If you hear the voice of God, so my question to you, what has God done for you so much that you love so much that is worthy of telling you? Don't tell me. So when you go to work tomorrow, let me give you a tip of evangelism. First, befriend them first. See, I don't know you. And I'm coming to your workplace. My sister, how are you this morning? How was your weekend? It was good. Mine was so wonderful. Can I tell you a little bit about mine? I have a friend indeed who I spend a quality time with. He never leaves me. He is everything to everybody. But at the same time, he looks after my needs. He loves me unconditionally. What he gave me a message to give to you. He loves you too. Do you want me to tell you more about him? Let's have a conversation. See how easy? See how easy? Easy. Please, is there any police here? Please arrest me. I was watching you all day. I kept quiet. Quick announcement. If there's any way your finances is going rock bottom, the stock market has changed, we have a millionaire who can solve the problem. Just give him the bank details. Here we go. Most of my life is dedicated to God. And I will preach the gospel of the kingdom in and out of season, in love. There's one thing to bring Christ, but without the love, can't bring him. Jesus sits there, he's ready to go with you. But if you ain't got no love, he's sitting. So he wants to see the bubble of love and joy in your heart. That when I see you, I look beyond sex and personal desire. I see that I need to speak to a soul for the kingdom of God. When God is in you, you're changed. I challenge anybody in religion. Name me one religion that a holy God lives in you. No? Because you have to go to the river to wash yourself. I don't have to do that. My God, I can talk to you right on my bed. Over a cup of tea without sugar, because he's sweet enough for me to do. You see what happened? God made himself so easy access. You don't need to point your head to that direction. You know, I'm right here. Dear Jesus, hi Orlando. What can I do for you now? Dear Jesus, you know, I had a piece of butchered steak, but I don't have the season. Okay, do me a favor. Miracles happens. Without the season, the steak tastes nice. Yeah, but he's an on-time guy. He shows up on time. When was the last time he showed up for you? Yes. There we go. So let the love and the love God remains in your heart. Sometimes we're here preaching to Muslims. We need to strengthen our sisters and brothers in Christ. But there's a lot happening out there. And I've seen the church so separated than ever before. In a very bad way. Very bad way. Come again? Listen to my sister. I'm just here to give them Christ. Whatever people want to take from it. My job is to tell you about Jesus. What you do from there, I can't force you and push it to your head. You have to have that heart. You want it to believe. Faith comes by hearing. So if nobody tells you, how are you going to hear it? Can you imagine if all of us sit at home and the pastor and everybody sit at home? Who will tell you about Christ? The highest call in church service is evangelism. Get out there on the street. I was in the Bible. That's very hardest. There's a highest and the hardest. Something why it's hard? Because you're dealing with very sinful men who are possessed people. Forget the government. God is above all government. Name me one government. Charles can't crown you with a crown. My God crown you with many crowns. Charles may be rich. My God is richer than Charles. Name me one thing on earth that my God can't do. If he wants her, what to do? God is the God of the impossible. And he shows up on time. So sometimes we pray for things in our lives, and it doesn't happen accordingly because God is testing us to see our patience. He doesn't, don't think he doesn't hear it. He hears you, what he's saying to you. I tell you God is good. God knows that this sister here wants a very handsome husband. I'm giving it a kiss. He knows you want a husband. But you know what happened? God is saying, the husband I want to give her, I want her to prepare to receive him. Right now, we have a lot of discrepancy with family that we need to resolve. There's a lot of stuff at work you need to resolve. Because you know why? When that man comes, he's going to be complete in me, and he's going to serve the purpose that I sent him for. But God is not the author of confusion. So the man who received Christ, who then received a wife unto himself, both him, Christ, and the wife becomes one. So the home becomes happy. So now what happens now?
Thanks guys for coming on to the channel. Hope you're enjoying the chat.
So wherever he is in the world, he can't wait to get home. Because the smiles of the wife is so important and so strong that when he's on the road, he's smiling like he's a lunatic. Can't wait to go home to get the smile. Sometimes the husbands, you know, they don't want to kick off the door. They want to kick off the door. Say, excuse me, honey. And that bursting a smile. That's what a home should be. Let's bring back love in the home. Let's sit and have meals. My brother would tell what we grew up. I grew up as a young man, I'm over 50. We had home meals. We talk with our parents. What is the average home now? That we're serving dinners to children in the bedroom. Kids walking in on the mobile phone, hi dad, hi mom. I've seen it at restaurants. I've seen it at restaurants where the whole entire family is on the mobile phone.
والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك
No. I don't want to use a cigarette to burn my clothes. My brother, that's what I'm saying. I move away. I guarantee you, if it was so important of what he's saying, why give it in a language that nobody understands? As far as I'm concerned, you're mumbling like a mad person. No, it doesn't matter what he does. If what you're saying is not translatable to anybody to listen to, why do it? So what I'm saying, we have to put God first. God will give you the desires of your heart if you humble yourself and be willing to be patient enough to allow Him to have His way in your life. Sometimes the people we want in our life, God is saying no. Do you know how many marriages could have been saved? But our fleshly ego is too great. And the kind of people that we want in our life, God is saying no, the red flag was there. But we say, Lord, no. I think I can fix it, Lord. I can fix it. And look what happened. We have more divorced women, more single women in the world. Why? Because nobody's willing to ask God, willing to be patient to wait and receive. Is God lacking in giving? No. So why can't we? What is so important to get that person in your life that you can't wait on God? There we go. So everything starts with us. We have to examine ourselves. Let everybody examine themselves. So no matter what you're going through, God loves you. And He still cares about you. And He knows what you're going through. And He's saying the time will come when you give you one. When Daniel was about to be cast in the lion's den, something beautiful happened. Daniel knew his God. I tell you what happened. Reigning within that Babylonian kingdom by the king Nebuchadnezzar. One of the problems the wise men and the politicians in that kingdom had was why the king allowed Daniel to have this leeway. That the king gave Daniel special leeway that Daniel could pray as though he wants. But the wise men brought a decree, as the king brought a decree, that anybody who doesn't pray to that Babylonian king or to that Babylonian god, they should be cast or be imprisoned or should be killed by the lions in the lion's den. What do you think Daniel did? Come on now, think. What do you think, son? A man who was equipped, fully armed with the Spirit of God. What do you think he did? Daniel went into the highest part of the castle, to the bigger windows at the city gates that they could see him more and prayed more. Because the God that was in Daniel was bigger than man. The impact Daniel had onto that king, that when the king threw Daniel in the den, he could not sleep. That's the impact God wants you to have in the world. That when you go among men who are disbelievers, the love and the joy and the fellowship they see in you, they want to find out who that God is. In the morning, the king got up out of his bed, fast like lightning, went there and cried, Daniel! Daniel! Daniel said, oh king, I know you don't know anything about my God, but the lions here was quilt last night. It says, while they were biting on the people, there come a denture problem. They didn't visit the dentist. He needed to sharpen the teeth of these lions. That is a God. Oh king, what kind of lion are these? I thought they could have tear me apart. Then the king took up Daniel. He said, what happened? And as you remember that God had spoke to you about, the one that your wise men contest about, the one that they speak against, the one that they say never existed, the one that they say that I don't know, the one that is, he was able to rescue. This is the importance of the story. The Bible says, when Daniel was cast in, prayed, immediately heaven answers his prayer. God answers his prayers immediately. But patient and watch God work. What is a church? We need to ask ourselves the question. A church is where more than 2 or 3 gather. Now, God's church will not do that. Man's church will do. And the Bible tells you that man will try to change things and times and laws. The Bible is peace. Man should find favor in women. It's faithful. It's not me up against. Every time it's not me. is the word. Challenge the word, not me.
So I think back in the day, speaking school actually, it was less about religion. Actually. Something catastrophic
Right, and the second one is Jesus Christ, right? We believe that Jesus Christ is the foundation of Christianity.
How come?
Yeah, but you know, if this system was even right, the Jew to make the beast. And the proof is in the Bible
Still envious of your beard. Still envious of your beard.
I don't know where he's gone. There used to be a man that used to walk around with a false beard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and a false nose and everything.
It wasn't a long nosed man, was it? Oh, was it? I've never seen. Well, I've seen him online. I've never seen him here.
His nose used to get bigger.
As he told more lies. Pinocchio.
I never spoke to him, but yeah, he's and different with different beards and different noses.
Yeah, I've seen him online.
I don't know where he's gone, man.
Long nosed man of London, I think he's known, isn't he? He's in London somewhere.
I think you're right. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Have you had a good day?
Yes, I think so. I had an enjoyable one. I'm starting to get tired now. My feet and legs don't make it like they used to.
It's a long day, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I got here at 10:30. No, 11:15. Yeah, so it was a long day.
Thankfully the sun's out, which makes a little bit of difference.
Yeah,
makes it a bit more bearable.
Yeah, it's like beautiful, lovely day.
As long as you're getting decent content.
Yes, it's not bad. Yeah, but I'm still a newbie to it, so I've only been here for, I think it's about my 7th or 8th week. So it's going to take a while, take a year or so to build up a decent amount of people, followers. We're like now, I've turned it off a few times through the day. There's only 5 of them. So,
is that live stream?
This is live streaming. Okay. But sometimes it works. 2 weeks ago I had 26,000. So which is not bad. You know.
And who are you? Sorry?
Vlogging with a V. Vlogging and then journalist.
Vlogging journalist.
Yeah, I do a lot of different things. No, not just this. I'm out most days. I've been doing castles all week.
Oh, right.
I like going to castles, especially the National Trust ones, because they tell me I can't, put my drone up. No, but they all say I can't.
You've still got that rebellious streak about you.
Absolutely, yeah. But all the castles have got public right of way, little walkways around them. If they've got a public walkway, it means I can go and walk on it and do what the hell I like.
Right.
They don't realise. At least they've stopped calling the police now. They just argue and tell you can't do it, and then let me get on with it.
I guess they like to have their say.
Yeah.
Before they humble themselves and back down.
They're all kids, you know. They're late teens, early 20s, and they're told by the bosses, tell them this, whether it's right or not. Just tell them this. And it's all right. So I've done a few of them this week.
So it's just staying within the law for yourself, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I do a lot of auditing. I mean, I'll go to all these hotels and things and stand out right outside the hotel, with a tripod, and just stand there until they come out.
Right. That's what the auditing is.
That's That's what if you've heard that. Yeah, if you've heard that come out, that's what it is. Yeah, just going. I mean, some people do it at industrial sites, units, things, police stations.
Right.
Police stations are the best.
get some real reactions, don't you?
Oh yeah, especially when you put the drone up. Half of them in there think you can't do it.
Yeah, well, so you don't need a license for a drone or anything like that, no?
Not for the baby ones. There's one that weighs 1 gram under the limit. It's 249 gram against 250 gram and upwards. The ones 250 gram and upwards, there's not many things you can do with them. Like you can't fly over people, you can't fly within 50 metres of them, you can't fly over commercial buildings, you can't do bugger all. But this little one I've got, I can literally do near enough everything, anything. Can't do prisons, can't do, I think the rest of them, Army and Navy and all that, or the Army and all that.
MOD.
Yeah, MOD. Yeah, stuff like, there's one more, can't think. Airports. Apart from that, what the hell I like, you know.
That's fair enough, though, isn't it?
And part of it is the excitement of them saying not allowed, you know. That's what I am.
I guess a lot of it is about content, isn't it, really? And you push the boundaries, push the envelope, as it were, to see what kind of reactions you can get.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably
someone actually hitting you.
I'll probably get, I don't know, whatever, 10,000, 15,000 views here today. If it's a fight and I can get in on it, you know, it's a double. I'm not wishing on the fights, but, you know, but if it happens, I want to be in there, you know.
I'm sure there must be a way you can engineer these little scuffles without even being complicit.
Well, I tried earlier on singing Tommy Robinson, and that didn't cause a fight. Oh dear. Oh, it's good fun. What about you? What are you doing there? Are you a photographer or you just like being here?
Well, yeah, I've got a calling.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just trying to make sense of
what,
my
a religious calling?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. But I'm not religious.
No. Well, I'm not. I'm an atheist. Or antagonist, I call myself.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
I can antagonise anyone.
But the Christians and the Muslims and the pagans, they've all seemed to come together to kick me out of the park. And I haven't even said anything. No. That's the reality of it.
Well, most of them know that I'm an atheist. They don't bother me. They don't come up to me much. They accept me as a photographer. Yeah, that's what it is. And I get a lot of respect to my age. Being 76 years old.
I think people respect atheism anyway to a certain degree. Do you know what I mean? And it's just about if you're not part of this religious gang, and you're not part of that, because it's the religious gangs, and then it's the hierarchy within the religious gangs that filters down to the flock, as it were.
Do you find that the Christians are the cleverest ones? Because they've read the Quran, whereby the Muslims haven't read the Bible properly. Do you find that?
Well, it's not that they haven't read it properly. It's very difficult to read properly. So even the Christians don't know how to read the Bible.
No.
And they read it from a perspective of identity.
Right.
So they just the same way they do the theological gymnastics, cherry picking verses to almost placate the sheep, as it were.
Yeah. I find the runners are the Muslims. They're the ones that run away when they get asked that final question that they can't answer.
So the thing is, there should be no debate. Because it shouldn't be about debate if we're about learning and understanding and making sense. Because it's about salvation. And salvation is of the soul.
Yeah, I mean you have to wonder whether there could be just one God and one creator. Even.
Yeah.
You know, I could believe in a creator easier than a God.
Yeah.
A creator could have been someone who lives on another planet that came down here 65 million years ago, tried to cut the sperms on the ground, and here we are. I don't know. It's possible. But the thing is they still keep coming though, don't they? Those aliens, we know they do come. There's no argument.
Do you know?
There are aliens. Do you believe it or not?
Well, it's not for me to say if there are or there aren't. it would be, it would be quite arrogant for me to suggest that there isn't more life out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Do you know what I
if they're
mean?
coming down, they might have been, and their relatives in the past might have been coming down to us for the last 65 million years.
And well, if you think of our history,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? That's been, whitewashed and engineered to a certain degree.
Yep.
We know nothing, do we?
No.
We like to think we have all the answers, but they don't even have the answers about God.
Yeah. No.
Well, we've got all the answers. We're so intelligent. Well, why is it the same war that's still going on?
The Muslims believe that the universe finishes somewhere. I can't believe it. The universe is just too. We can have a brick wall. It can't finish, can it?
Well, there are as many universes as there are stars in the sky.
Yeah. But you just go from one black hole into another, can't you?
We just
It's going to be never ending. It can't. It's like saying the world was flat, and there's our world was flat, and you fall off the end. It's not happening.
Well, I think there are still those that believe the Earth is flat. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. You had a guy coming here, part of the flat Earthers.
Really? Yeah.
2 years ago.
Oh wow.
I mean, and he had a big following as well.
Yeah.
Big banner.
What is the time? Do you have a clock on you?
No idea. Well, the clocks went forward as well, didn't they?
Yeah, so that makes it darker quicker, does it? Yeah.
So it must be, I guess,
5?
6-ish. That's all right.
I will get it in a minute. Oh dear. Well, I've got to go and sit on this chair because my feet are killing me. It's nice
Rest your
talking
feet
to
up
you.
a bit. Huh?
Nice talking to you.
And you,
A fellow atheist.
you take care of yourself.
Or one that knows a little bit. Don't you? You've taken a lot in, haven't you?
Yeah, I haven't even started, to be honest with you. I could have gone quite deep, but I thought,
I'm sure, yeah.
the Christians hate me.
I love you. Great.
You take care.
And you. Well, thanks guys for coming on the channels. This is I call it Creeper's Corner sometimes. No, it's Speaker's Corner, Hyde Park, London, for those that don't know. And yeah, great place to spend a Sunday afternoon in the sun. Just going to rest my feet up for a while and go back out in there into the rut, as I like to call it. It's not only male deers that go and have a rut. It's Christians and Muslims, when they get together arguing, it's like a rut. Clark Kent, it's a good question that. Are you good enough for heaven? Well, I would hope so, yeah. I think I've led a life of Christian values, yeah. It's as much as I can offer, really. Sun's bright, isn't it? Coming down now. You all right? You had enough? Going home?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
I don't think I'll be long. What time is it? Do you know?
20 to 7, I've just had a look.
Oh, bloody hell, 27. Of course, the clocks went forward, didn't they? So that's jumped to now. Oh, I'm going home then.
Are you going to be publishing everything online?
Yeah, on YouTube.
How will I look out? Is it got a name?
Yeah. Okay, I might just have one card left.
Oh.
If you don't mind hanging on to that.
Certainly, yeah.
I might.
Careful, I'm a thief, you know.
I might just have a card. I've run out nearly.
Oh.
I think I have got three.
That's a novel idea, having a £5 note as a business card.
Yeah, well, you never know, do you? You know.
That's very kind of you.
Never know. So that's me, yeah.
Oh, right.
That photograph was taken. I used to be a street photographer.
Oh, I see.
So I took that. I was in Bulgaria. I used to travel the world just taking photographs of people.
Oh, right.
It was quite nice, just blowing the smoke out.
Yeah.
But then I turned into doing videos now.
Right.
And other stuff like that.
So it's called Vlogging Journalist.
Vlogging Journalist on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's all. You go on YouTube, put in Vlogging Journalist.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
You'll find me. It's about, I don't know, over 450 videos. So I've only been doing this for about 7 weeks.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, so you've gone all over the place?
Yeah, I do all different stuff.
Do you do any of the, what they refer to as, what do you call it, auditing?
I do.
You do that?
Yeah, I do a fair bit.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I've just done about 6 castles this week.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I like the castles because they tell me I can't video the castle. You know, I can't put my drone up around the
you
castle.
do a drone as well?
I do a drone as well. Can't do it here because it's not allowed. You
I'm
know.
always looking at those areas,
it's strict.
auditing videos, you know, the police involved and all that. And,
Well, I did try. Yesterday I was on Waterloo Bridge, and Waterloo Bridge is split in two. You got Southwark side of the bridge, and you got Westminster side of the bridge, and they cross over, but they leave some gaps. So if you're on the bridge, you can go. You can stick your drone up. You can't go far away once you're up there, but of course with a zoom and being able to turn around on the drone, you get some good shots of the river without actually going onto it. Well, I waited up there for an hour. I've done it before and had the police, but I waited up there over an hour. Not one cop's car. In over an hour, came down that bloody road. I bet you it's only because I was there. Because I bet if I wasn't there, there'd been cops' cars going up and down there all day. They just didn't want to know, you know, because I've had them there before. I suppose they got fed up with being made to look silly.
well, yeah, I mean, it never ceases to amaze how poorly informed
The police are.
No.
I suppose they can't know all the rules, but what they shouldn't do is to come out, you know, telling you what to do when they don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the way they conduct themselves, I mean, if you're a police constable, surely the way you should conduct yourself
you'd come along and say, oh, good afternoon, sir. I'm PC John, blah, 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 147 at Southwark Police Station or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it should do.
Reason why I've approached you today is because of blah, 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 blah. All in a polite way.
They don't, do they?
Exactly, but it wouldn't be hard to do that, would it?
First thing they do when they come down to me the last time, they just said, bring your drone down.
Well,
No,
exactly.
no, please,
that's the
no,
kind of
nothing.
nonsense,
Just bring
yeah.
your drone down.
Yeah.
So I had a little talk with them, you know, they were saying not allowed to do this, and I said, well, today, I always say, today I'm going to educate you. And they don't like that. You can just imagine, can't you? They really don't like that.
I think the level of people that, I mean, like, as you probably are aware now, I mean, they're putting people in here, foreign nationals, into our police force. That was never allowed.
Yeah, no.
You know, you had to be a British citizen to be in
Yeah.
But now they've got Poles and God knows what, you know, Romanians or anything.
I suppose all that started off was when they needed interpreters. In you know, years ago, they had to get in foreigners, didn't they? Some, but they were generally what you might call police staff rather than officers. But now, you're right. You know, I mean, you don't know who you're going to get now, and they're the worst ones because they really don't know. They don't know the rules.
There's so few that do. You know, I think the one thing that I would insist upon, you know, is, I mean, I think, you know, this thing about the PCSOs, that's a nonsense. That shouldn't exist. They shouldn't. I mean, all they are is walking about impersonating police officers.
That's right.
That's what they're doing. They're not police constables, but they give the impression that they are. They're impersonating. You know, and even those who are constables, try and find one. Well, I'm sure there's one or two. Try and find one who can recite their oath. They stand under an oath of office. They have to recite that oath of office before becoming a constable. Most of them, when they do that, half an hour later, they completely forgot, and they wouldn't be able to recite it to you. And if you ask them, well, okay, I can understand you can't recite it, but give me roughly what does it mean? They don't even know that. You know what I mean? That's absurd. And it's 82 words. That's all it is.
That's what it is.
That's it, 82 words. So anyone who can sing a song ought to be able to do it.
Should be,
And yet they can't. And if they knew, and I've been counted on a few occasions, and I say, well, all right, I can understand you can't, you know, you can't retain 82 words, but surely you can retain 4.
And you should be able to know that you about your designation cards as well, which they don't, do they?
Well, that's for the BCSOs, isn't it? But so I say, you know, surely you can remember 4 words, and those are the 4 most important words that you should remember, which is upholding fundamental human rights. That's your role. You've sworn to uphold my fundamental human rights, yet here you are trying to violate them.
That's right.
See my point?
What's the most important? 8 and 10, isn't it? Our human right 8 and 10, is it? 8?
Oh, you're talking
hours?
about? I'm not talking about that nonsense. I'm talking about what God gave us.
Oh, right. Okay.
Our fundamental human rights. Your human rights are what you say they are. Nobody else in the world can decide what your rights are, only you and God. So God says you mustn't do any harm to anyone else. Well, you haven't done any harm to anyone else, then you're exercising your fundamental human rights. You know, like operating a camera. That's your fundamental human right. It's nothing to do with what someone's written down. That's your fundamental human right.
That's right.
You're not hurting anybody. That's it. That's your fundamental human right. And that's what they've sworn to uphold. Your fundamental human right. Not upholding legislation. There's nothing to do with it. In fact, they often talk about enforcing things and all that. Their oath is nothing to do with enforcing anything. It's upholding. Upholding fundamental human rights. Upholding the law. All upholding. No enforcing.
I mean, one of the worst things that I go to are the evictions, and that's the worst thing for the police. Because they, time and time again, they're on the side of the bailiffs when they turn up, and the amount of times I've seen the police helping them smash down people's doors. They're not allowed to do that. I mean, that is
upholding fundamental human rights and according equal respect to all people.
Yeah.
That's their oath.
Yeah.
Do
you know it's a
I can recite
14,
the whole thing. I mean,
up to 14 years in prison, that is, for a policeman to not uphold, to do wrong
But
on
you see,
someone else's
what
behalf.
needs to be done? What needs to be done when you do encounter certain things?
Yeah.
So many people don't seem to understand that the police can arrest you.
Yeah.
But you can arrest them.
Yes, except that their buddies won't let you do it. It's a section 26 if you ever. And that's what it is.
Again, I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with section 26.
And that is that's the one where they can. You can
yes,
arrest them.
you can go in. No, you can pull out legislation. You don't need legislation. You've always been able.
Yeah.
Any legislation you point to, you've always been able to arrest. You can make anybody can arrest under the crown. You stand under the crown and you make that. It's nothing to do with legislation. Chuck it out the window. Don't need it.
It's like a citizen's arrest, I suppose.
It's a fundamental human right. Yeah. So I arrested a PCSO where I live in Hounslow. I was at. It's quite an interesting situation. Anyway, I won't go into all the details of it, but he made allegations against me. I didn't like that in the slightest, so I determined immediately that I was going to make a complaint about it. Now, I was so flustered, because I wasn't expecting him to come in costume. I was so flustered that I hadn't even noticed that he wasn't displaying
his
numbers on his
caps or something.
Yeah, the numbers on his shoulder. I hadn't noticed it. Even if he had been, the point is this: when he said what he said to me, I said to him, "Can you please identify yourself?" And he flatly refused to do so. And he did it in the presence of an impeccable witness. Impeccable witness. He flatly refused to do so. He turned his heels and walked away from me. And I simply stuck my hand on his shoulder and said, "You're under arrest." That's it. If you've seen somebody commit a criminal offence, you have the right under the Crown to make the arrest on behalf of the Crown.
Does that have to be? Does it have to be? You can only arrest them if it's serious enough for a prison sentence or not? No.
If somebody is committing a crime, it's a crime.
Any crime.
Any crime.
All right. Okay.
You can arrest for somebody that you've seen them commit a crime.
Yes.
You can do it.
Oh well, you've taught me a couple of things.
That's all part of your fundamental human rights. Don't do legislation. Nothing about it's all nonsense, all pace and all that. Forget it. All under common laws.
I'm going to go now. You tell me what time it is. What's your name? Mine's John.
My name's Ed. Pleased to meet you, John.
What's your name?
Ed.
Ed. Nice to meet you, Ed.
Marvellous.
We'll see you next Sunday, I hope.
Well, quite likely. I'll surely see you again, but I hope you'll have a nice time what remains. Yeah. Cheers, Ed.
Thank you, Ed. Bye-bye. Right, guys. Thanks for the time. I'm going to shoot. It's about 7 o'clock at night here in London, UK. So I'm going to shoot. And thank you very much again, and I hope to see you in the week, because I shall probably be live a couple of times in the week, more than, and if not, I'll be here next Sunday. So I'll see you soon, bye-bye, and thanks for coming.